Welcome to Kia's smallest ever SUV, or crossover in this case, the Stonic, a 5-door, 5-seat, mini-size SUV. It comes from the recently launched Rio and is based on that car's platform. It's about the same length as the Rio, but 70mm taller. With that raised ride height, you also get rugged looks from the plastic cladding that goes from front to rear, whilst there are skid plates on the front and back bumpers. At launch, it's available with two specifications, the 2 and first edition, which is the range topper. There are 3 engines to choose from: an entry-level 1.4 litre, a 1 litre turbocharged petrol, and a 1.6 litre diesel. All models are front-wheel drive and come with a manual gearbox. However, an automatic may be offered at a later date, but it's unlikely that 4-wheel drive will be offered. The range kicks off at £16,295. However, we're testing the 1 litre in first edition trim, which costs £19,695. The 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine develops 118 brake horsepower and 126 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to get the Stonic from standstill to 60 miles an hour in 9.9 seconds. Now, on an official combined cycle, it will return 56 miles per gallon and emits 115 grams per kilometre of CO2. The petrol pulls well from around 1500 revs right through to 6,000, and by the time you've done that in third gear, you can be approaching some decent speeds. It's got a nice background noise to it, but is pretty refined. The 6-speed manual gearbox changes gear pretty sweetly and is much better than the diesel alternative. In one way, the Stonic set up quite softly, so there's a lot of vertical movement, especially over crests in the road. You feel it raise up and then tries to squat down perhaps a little bit too quickly. Also, going into the bends, you'll feel some body roll, and it can feel a little lightweight and lofty on times. However, when dealing with smaller bumps in the road, the sort of type bumps, it really struggles. It's far too firm on those surfaces. And if you're on a particularly bad road, it can become quite a chore. However, on the whole, it's not too bad. Yes, it is firmly sprung, and you do feel the sharper indentations on the road, like a pothole, manhole cover, or a tarmac scar. Entering some twisty stuff, as you start to turn in, you'll feel a little bit of movement in the body, but it settles pretty quickly thereon. There's also plenty of grip to cling onto that corner and let the car go exactly where you want it to. The steering's well weighted and generally consistent. It's also accurate and is prompt to turn in. Driving around 60 miles an hour, the engine settles back and is quite calm and quiet. There's not too much wind noise, and it's a blustery day today, and that's not being noticed, but there is some road noise. That's the only thing that you'll really notice. Visibility to the front and sides is pretty good. However, the rear pillar is rather thick as it goes round at the back corner of the car, so you'll need to be aware of that when manoeuvring. However, this has got front and rear parking sensors, and on this model, a reversing camera. The interior of the Stonic is really rather pleasant. A lot of this is borrowed from the Rio, but it's a nicer design and much more exciting. The Rio can be a little bit bland, even though it's neat and tidy. You get the automatic air conditioning, a 7-inch infotainment touchscreen with satellite navigation, Bluetooth, and DAB radio. There's plenty of kit on this first edition model, so you get heated seats, a heated steering wheel, cruise control, lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring. The instrument dials are neat and clear, and there's a trip computer in between them. Although the internal plastics are all hard, they do feel quite robust and well put together. In here, it's quite easy to get comfortable. There's a pump lever down the side, which feels nice and sturdy, and a second lever for your backrest. It has enough notches in it to find a comfortable sitting position. In the lowest seating position, I've got decent headroom, so even taller drivers around 6 foot should be able to get more than comfortable in here. The steering wheel has a manual lever down the side, and not bad reach and tilt adjustment, so that's all pretty good. Practicality wise, there's a door bin that'll take a bottle and a little bit more. There's an anti-slip tray up front with USB and auxiliary connectors, and a secondary shelf which is also anti-slip, perfect for your mobile phone. 2 cup holders in the middle, and a decent bin underneath the adjustable armrest, whilst the glove box is reasonably well sized. There's also glasses holder in the roof. Let's have a look in the back. Thanks to big wide opening doors, it's easy to climb into the back. Once in, you're in comfy seats. There's plenty of leg and knee room and foot room under the chair ahead. Headroom is pretty decent, so most should be able to get comfortable back here. There's a small door bin which will take a bottle. There's a USB connector in the middle, but there's only one, so the kids will be fighting over that. But there's quite a flat floor, so you should be able to get 3 in for at least short distances. This rear bench also splits 60-40 and folds reasonably flat with the floor in its highest position. Whilst the plastics are hard, the twin tone colouring and lighter roof does help lift the ambience. The boot has a decent opening, but the lip is rather high and there's quite a step down to the boot floor. That boot floor is flat and adjustable, so it can be lowered significantly. However, if you want to lower these 60-40 rear seats, leave it in the higher position and you have almost a flat floor. Well, what's the verdict on Kia's smallest crossover? Well, it's a really likeable car, the Stonic, especially with this 1 litre engine. It's the best one to go for with its combination of decent punch, refinement and good gearbox. The car itself looks fantastic, is very pleasant inside to look at, if not touch and feel, and is absolutely packed full of equipment at a good price. The ride can leave a little bit to be desired as it's a little bit too firm on times, but that does mean it can be some fun through the bends. Thanks for watching Driver's Seat. Do check out the website for the full review, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, and see you next time.